see my screen at this point? You see a crisis marketing webinar?
Oh, yeah, well, it's good.
Okay,
They're not
good.
going to be able to answer you, but I can.
Oh, that's true. You're all on mute. Okay.
Answer.
All right. So
Okay,
welcome,
ready?
everybody. Suzanne, I'm going to let you kick off
Great.
and do the introduction.
Super. I see we have 20 participants today. That is awesome. I'm so happy you guys all made time for us. Christa and I are going to talk a little bit about how small businesses can connect with local consumers during this time of social distancing, which I know everybody, as we said, 3 weeks of social distancing is kind of getting on our nerves, but we've got to do the best and live with it. So let's get going. So you can swap over, Christa.
Okay. Oh,
no, to the next
go.
slide. There we go. Let me explain a little bit about our relationship. Christa and I work together. I have a marketing company based in Greenwich. We're 6 women, and we've been together for over 5 years. We're going on our 6th year right now. We do a lot of local marketing in the tri-state area, and then we do some national work with franchises across the country. And a couple of years ago, we realized that our digital marketing support for our clients was not as strong as we really wanted it to be. And I met Christa at a networking group, and we worked with her for a few months and then decided to try and become a partner with Hearst Media, which eventually we did get to be. And so we rely on Christa and her team for website design, some of the analytics that we use daily with our clients, email marketing support, display advertising, and a lot of other things that really help grow people's businesses in a very effective way. We do the strategy, and then we bring Christa in when there's a digital arm that we really need help with. And so far, it's been very productive for us, and it's been a really great relationship for us going forward. I hope it stays this way. So, okay,
yeah.
Slide. Oh, Christa, you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. So I'm Christa Magistrale. I work out of the Norwalk Hearst, Connecticut Media Group. I work predominantly with small to medium-sized businesses in Fairfield County, in Connecticut, Westchester, New York City. I can also help national brands. Really what we do is you know, we work on businesses' overall digital marketing campaigns to really achieve, you know, the end result that the client is looking for, and making sure that their marketing dollars are going to deliverable products in the beginning, and look to achieve a long-term relationship. So thank you for having me.
All right, so today's agenda, I'll just zoom through this really quickly. We're going to talk about, ooh, somebody else is ringing. We're going to talk about what we do for our clients, the impact right now of coronavirus on local businesses, because it's really today's focused on our businesses locally, consumer behaviors and trends. We have some research information that might be interesting for you guys, and advice and strategies for businesses. And at the end, we'll have time for questions. If you have questions while we're going through things, please send them through the chat. And as Felicia said, question and then post whatever you'd like. That would be very helpful. Okay?
Yep.
This is you.
Okay, so this is a very unprecedented time, as I'm sure everybody can attest to. And as local business owners, it's scary. It's a scary time. As of 4 weeks ago, I mean, the beginning of March, the virus was here. But as you can see on our chart on the left, you know, the majority of business owners at that time, well, 37%, were just slightly concerned about how it would impact their business. You know, I think we were all a little nervous. We weren't sure, but we thought, you know, it wasn't going to be as crazy as it has gotten. Well, check this out. As of 1 week ago, we're not, no surprise here, you know, we're seeing basically 70% of business owners are very, if not extremely concerned about the impact that they're having on their business. I have to laugh a little bit at the 1% that's not concerned at all. I'm not sure who that is. I mean, I don't own my own business, and I'm extremely concerned. So, again, it has really taken everybody by surprise, in my opinion. So the good news is, we have to look for some sort of silver lining, right? Everything is kind of down and depressing. But an economic expert has forecasted that there's going to be a huge surge of business once everything lifts up. When we're through this, I mean, hair salons are going to be booked out for months, you can imagine. People are going to want to get out. They're going to want to socialize. They're going to be spending money at restaurants. Everybody's going to want to support the local community. Everybody's going to want to get back to work. So that's the good news. So what can we do during this time, to make our businesses stand out, or what should we be doing? Should we be doing anything? That's the question. So O Creative is a marketing agency based out of the Midwest that is, they have won international awards on marketing and campaigns, marketing campaigns, advertising campaigns. It's their philosophy that when times are good, you should advertise, right? Times are good, you're earning revenue, you should definitely advertise and let people know what you're doing. But when times are bad, it's imperative to advertise. This is really a time that we can really push forward a message to the community and to our patrons about, how we're handling the crisis and how we're helping the community, what we're doing to help people that have been loyal to us. So while it's a scary time to invest in marketing dollars, it's imperative that you have some form of presence. Okay, so a couple of different ideas that we can do during this time, right? Or what opportunities does this recession time bring us as small business owners, or you as small business owners? This is a chance to really stand out. A lot of your competitors and a lot of business owners are retracting their marketing dollars, and they're not investing in advertising. They're nervous to spend money. They don't know what's going to happen in the future. So really, it is a time to really assess and think about, maybe this is an opportunity for my business. Maybe I can do something, some form, and it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't even have to maybe spend money on it. You just go out and let the community know, whether it's an organic post that you put on your own Facebook page, or if it is some form of paid advertising. Like, just get out and stand out while your competitors are pulling back. It is an opportunity for business owners to project how they are helping their patrons and the local consumers. Not only does this give us an opportunity to tell people, if you're a catering service, or you're doing delivery, you're delivering meals, or if you're a florist, what you're doing at this time. If you are Pilates instructors, right? Are you streaming your Pilates classes? What can you do to help the community? But it also does build some sort of trust within the community that you're here to stay, and that you are a stable business that is not going to run away when times get really difficult. And that brings us into maintaining a moderate level of some sort of media in the community during this time. Yes, while we're afraid to maybe invest what we were investing 6 months ago, maybe just bring it back a little bit and stick with the stuff that is your consistent presence. And of course, now's the time that larger companies and larger advertising companies are offering incentives to local businesses, and they're cutting back on their advertising rates, which is a good opportunity for smaller businesses to do some budget-friendly, messaging. Okay, Suzanne, let you take that.
Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about understanding the current consumer behaviors and what trends are affected by social distancing. And I think that everybody can agree, you can go to the next page, Christa. If you walk in somebody's home right now, my house, your house, pretty much anybody on this block, you're going to find most of those family members somehow using integrated marketing, meaning they're either on their laptops doing a Zoom, their kids are doing teleconferencing or telelearning. You might be talking to a doctor via chat. You might be on social media trying to keep up with your friends, or Facebook your family, or FaceTime your family. We did that last night with my 4 kids. And Nielsen data suggests that media consumption, as digital media consumption I would describe, is rising 60% when consumers are staying at home. And I think that's kind of a low number right now. I would say we're probably above that. And that's really the way people are getting their information. We can't really network. We can't go out and meet people. You know, we can't have meetings. So digital has become increasingly important. And that's why we're kind of focusing on it here today. As an example, and I'll just zoom through these quickly. These are from Hearst Media. This is their data. 630 million visits to their news sites in 1 week. And their news sites include all of the local newspapers in Connecticut. So if you're trying to see where there's information about the virus, or about schools, or about, you know, where you can get a meal delivered, the news site and the website for the papers is becoming increasingly important. We'll talk a little bit about local news, the social media. I'm just going to explain in a minute more about that. And then streaming services. We didn't really touch on that much today, but I'm sure you're all watching Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu. It's the way we're spending our time. So next slide. Okay, social media. So here is a staggering number, 11.9 billion visits to social media content in this 1 week so far this year. So as I said, when you're in the house, and really one of the few ways you can communicate with people is through social media, it's becoming more and more important. And I see a lot of people's social media posts that really kind of tug at your heart. It tells you how they're feeling. It tells you what they're trying to do, how they're supporting their business or their communities, businesses. And I think it's really important that we stay connected. It keeps you from feeling isolated. And so social media for my company is integral right now. We're doing a lot more social media for people than we ever did before, because they want their clients to know that they're concerned and they're on top of that with their business. Okay, next one. Oh, Christa, you can do this.
Yep. So for the local news sites, so Hearst Media, as you may or may not know, owns the Greenwich Times, Stamford Advocate, CT Post. We own the weekly papers, you know, down in New Canaan, Darien, Westport, Fairfield. Our viewers, our hits to our news websites have increased 89% since last month. So it's almost 90% increase on views to the site. Obviously, people are going there for information surrounding the coronavirus. So this is a great opportunity, like I said, in getting your messaging in front of 630 million hits per week. It's a lot of eyeballs that are going to our sites. And like I said before, we are offering extreme discounted pricing on visibility on our news websites. So this goes into the trends that we are seeing around in Connecticut about how local businesses in the community are helping, you know, what they're doing, what trends they are doing to get their messaging out. So general trends that we are seeing business owners do are they're creating videos. You've probably seen them as well on your Facebook. I've seen a bunch. So self-help videos, any mental health professionals or you know, life coaches. People are holding webinars, such as HAYVN is doing. A lot of real estate agents are doing virtual tours of open houses and homes that they have for sale. We've been fortunate that many performers are now doing online performances, which has been fun and, you know, just lifts the mood a little bit. As far as, you know, businesses going out, they're able to tell people and offer community support, how they're helping the community. We do see a lot of businesses offering discounts and gift cards and you know, utilizing some ideas that, you know, possibly like a restaurant, for example, they can sell gift cards now that can be used later on. You know, and bringing it into restaurants, we're seeing a lot of messaging about what options that a diner has now, if they're doing curbside pickup or delivery. As far as home services are concerned, you know, homeowners still need those emergency type of services, such as, if, you know, plumbing or electrical work. But a lot of these local businesses, these home service companies, realize that the homeowners maybe don't have the money to pay their bill this month because they've been laid off or furloughed. So we see them pushing out some advertising to, you know, enabling homeowners to defer payments. We're seeing an increase in any outdoor businesses. It seems like anything related to lawn care or pest control, you know, they're not suffering as much. As far as retailers, if you offer a product or you offer a certain service, you know, sell these things online, like shift over to an e-commerce type of platform where you can sell your service or your product. For instance, small clothing stores. Suzanne and I do business with one in downtown Stamford, you know, and it was strictly, you know, foot traffic. Well, now, you know, switch that over, enable people to buy the clothing online, you know, by adding an e-commerce addition to your website. So, you know, all kinds of things that you can do, you know, that are relatively inexpensive or free, because you could do these yourself. So I just want to talk about, you know, 5 specific examples of, you know, literally exactly what you can do as a business owner on your own. And I want to make clear, this is not a sales call. I want to educate you guys into knowing that you can do these things on your own. If you need any help, please reach out to Suzanne and I, and we can help you with these things. Okay, so let's talk about, you know, the e-commerce platform on your website. If you offer any type of service or you offer any type of product, you can put an add-on onto your website, which enables you to sell these products and collect money online. Again, you can research how to do this. If you want help during this, we have options specific to COVID-19, where we're able to help businesses put an e-commerce platform onto their existing site. But again, reach out to us after this webinar, and we can talk you through how this can be done. It's a great time to send an email out, you know, announcing a promotion for your business. I'm sure that you guys as business owners all have a list of existing clients that you can reach out to. We can also help you with a new demographic type of email blast as well. You know, but really, you know, get a really engaging call to action. Offer a special right now, you know, something to help the community. Make the website, you know, bright and cheery, engaging. Make the subject line something that, you know, will entice somebody to open that email. You know, email marketing is a really great way how to get in front of people while they're sitting on their computers, you know, and offer special pricing. I know that I often take advantage of email promotions that come in my inbox. Unfortunately, most of it is for me to spend money on clothes, which I don't need, but I fall prey to email marketing. But it's a great time just to get your message out there. Even if it's not offering something, just tell the community, offer some support, something along those lines. We are doing what's called a Shop Small initiative. This is one of the incentives, the COVID-19 incentives that we're running at Hearst. We are currently sending out a minimum of 50,000 emails to each of our markets, Stamford and actually the Westport one is going out today. Normally an email blast that we send out has a value of $1,000 for 50,000 emails that go out. We have broken this up, and we're encouraging advertisers to share the cost in this email. And for $250, you can have a small, what we call a tile, that will let the community know how you're handling this crisis or something that you're offering during this time. So again, an incentive, a COVID-19 incentive that is budget friendly, but can get your messaging out there. Social media, again, something that you can definitely do for yourselves with your own business. This isn't just, merely an organic post. Organic posting on social is wonderful. However, the problem lies only 2% of your audience sees an organic post unless you put some sort of advertising dollars towards it. What I am talking about is going into Facebook Ads Manager and literally building out a specific audience of people that have a heightened level of interest in doing business with your type of services. What you can do is build out an audience, and you can create ads. You can create a series of 4 to 6 ads for your business and place this ad in front of that particular individual. Again, that's a mouthful. You can YouTube how to do it. You can reach out to us to get some, better ideas about how to do it. Or, we are offering discounted social media advertising rates right now. But this is a huge, I think with that it was 11.3 billion visitors a week or something to social media. I cannot stress how important or what a wonderful tool and platform social media is for you to get your messaging out there. It's a great way to gather new business or to let the community know how you're handling things. We are also offering a very discounted COVID-19 special where we have a hub within our news sites of curbside pickup and delivery. For restaurants, they're putting an incentive in there, and they're letting the community know what they're doing. And as far as for diners, you can go to this curbside pickup and find out which restaurants in your community are, are offering these types of services. Okay. For real estate, we're seeing, again, using social media and putting out some virtual tours or something along those lines. Again, an excellent way to use social in your benefit. Realtors don't want to be going house to house right now. So those are just some things that, we can suggest and the trends that we've seen across the board with local businesses. I guess I'll open it up to you to see if you have any questions, or Alicia, would you like me to put the controls over to you?
No, I think that this was really informative, and it actually triggered a lot of thoughts for me. I'd love to catch up with you afterwards too, and think about what I can do for HAYVN. But I'm sure there's a bunch of questions here, if people want to ask questions, unmute yourselves. Again, love to see you on video. I see a lot of you have joined. Amy Polaka, who has coached me through setting these Zooms up, has said, it doesn't matter what you look like, it's just better to have the community there. So love to see you and go ahead and ask questions. So I'm looking in chat. If you are unmuted and you don't want to be part of it, you can put your question in chat. Like someone was asking what CPC meant, and I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, cost per click. Sorry about that. So I think that was in reference to cost per click would be more of like a
like an AdWords?
pay-per-click type of thing. So cost per click is generally when we discuss pay-per-click advertising, which would be like a Google AdWords campaign or something like that. And what you want to achieve is a cheaper cost per click than the dollars that you're investing. With pay-per-click advertising and Google AdWords, what happens is every time you click on a Google AdWord, it costs a certain amount of money dependent on how popular the keyword is deemed to be by Google. So you want to average your dollar monthly spend over a bunch of different keywords to make sure that you're not always bidding on the most expensive keyword, because you would run through your budget very quickly. So that's cost per click.
Felicia, it's Nancy. I was actually asking Christa if you guys are seeing lower cost per click rates these past few weeks, because was there a pullback, with people who didn't know what to do, and so those who are still staying in the game, are they getting lower cost per clicks? I
got it. Okay, sorry about that. I was thinking you were talking about Google AdWords. So as far as the cost per click, we are with social advertising, we are offering a cheaper cost per click for Facebook ads. It's pretty much equal across the board. We've had some advertisers who were really nervous and they pulled back on their advertising dollars, but then again, we have seen an increase for marketers that look at this as an opportunity. So it stayed about the same.
Great. Are there any more questions? Context for 11, what is that question? 11.9 billion. Oh, Christa, from Sheila, do you see that one?
Yeah, so we're that 11.9 billion. So what we have done is Hearst has invested, we have a data platform, it's Scarsborough Research, I used to say Scarsborough, Nielsen data, and we collect data from Nielsen. Hearst pays them some licensing dollars and we're able to get that information.
Sorry, just to clarify, but the 11.9 billion as compared to what other number? Like because we're talking about a huge increase, right?
Mm-hmm.
The most visits in a year, but what would be an average year, right? So
let's see. So it looks like visits to social media content in the week of March 16th is up 16% versus the prior month. So I'm assuming the prior month, it's based on a 16% increase from February.
Thanks, that's helpful. Yeah, that's just wondering about percentage, I think is right. Thanks.
Yep.
Are there any people on this call that are restaurants or catering? No.
Yeah.
Too bad. There's a lot going on in the restaurant and catering world right now, especially through social and posting. It's amazing.
Okay, well, it looks like, I want to respect time. I'm here. I'd love to continue chatting with people just to catch up and maybe even share like what restaurants are working for you guys to order in.
Yeah.
I personally, I can unmute everybody or you guys unmute yourselves, but I personally have been thrilled with some of the local restaurants in terms of what you can get. Like one that someone had dropped off something from Nitnoy the other day, the beef and chicken broth. Actually, Teresa had dropped it off at my house. And I say, when we get back at Haven, we are going to have them, front and center to order in, and probably some of these other ones. But any other thoughts of good restaurants that you guys have been ordering from? Or I know Ginger, she's on mute now, but she's been like posting beautiful pictures of her homemade meals every night. But
nice.
I haven't gotten there. Any thoughts?
I ordered on Saturday night. We ordered from Cucina. It's a new Greek restaurant in Stanford.
Ooh, okay.
It was incredible. It wasn't good. It was incredible.
Cucina? Okay.
Kouzena, Kouzena, I think. And they are on Grubhub, so they come drop it at the front porch. It was all good, but the food's great. It all comes in recyclable containers. It was delicious the first day. It was delicious the second day. So highly recommend that one. And Mumbai Times, if you guys have Indian, they're another one in Greenwich. Really good.
Yeah. And then I think that anybody who's been doing all this has to get on the HAYVN Health section page, because we have all these exercises you can do now from local gyms and everything, all the videos. Yeah.
But I will say regarding digital, I mean, when you think about it and you think about where people are right now, this is where they're living. So if anybody needs help, we're happy to help them. Any questions, you can just text or email anytime.
Well, for instance, I want to use a real life example. One of my clients is Budget Blinds out of Westport. And we are now doing social media advertising for him. And he's offering virtual consultations, because he used to have to go into people's homes and measure and all this other stuff. But now they're still, they're still able to order the blinds, but he kind of walks them through in a virtual tour about, what information he needs. And he shows the cloth and does everything virtually. So social media has been a great platform for him to get in front of people who are interested in interior design. So, because we're able to build out that specific audience. So there's a lot of just out of the box ideas that would be applicable to really any business.
Krista, hi, I have a question. This is Holly Hurd from Venture Mom. And
Hi,
how are you?
Good.
I support female founded companies, small companies in Fairfield County. And a lot of them sell luxury goods, jewelry and clothing and, things like that seem less important right now. And some of them are morphing or trying to find ways to adapt to what's going on in the world. And I certainly am as well, and focusing on, things like food products, exercise products, and services that people need right now. But I feel that my jewelry vendors, luxury clothing lines, they're obviously going to be hurt right now. So I guess I would love your take on, and I also feel like I struggle with how to promote buying jewelry right now when the economy is struggling and, we're going through a crisis.
I agree. It's, it's the same way that I feel like presenting to people. You don't want, I want to be more helpful, but I understand what you're saying. It's a delicate dance. So what I have seen some other clients in the luxury, vertical offer some sort of incentive by maybe, a certain percentage of the sale is going to be donated to the local Red Cross, or doing some sort of community outreach while they're selling their, luxury item, some sort of give back to the community. I've seen that be successful with a couple of the brands that we see across the board. Oftentimes people are willing to, people are going to buy luxury items no matter what. It makes them feel good, and people that can afford them